gentlemen, welcome back to Twin Cities Talent Showcase. I'm your host, Oral Sledge. I got a treat for you tonight, the stand-up comedy of Mr. Bob Damaris. Take it away, Bob.
Take it away. You know, it's always a tradition to know exactly how much time you're doing. What are we doing here? Like hour and a half. Hi, how you doing? That is the essence of being a professional stand-up comic. I've heard it both from several, the stage benders in particular, and George Carlin's autobiography that was published a year and a half after he died. But talk about a ghostwriter. But he said that their first experience in Las Vegas, where they were on the stage, they were headlining, and they're supposed to do 19 minutes, and they, what the hell, things are going good. I'm a headliner in Vegas. They did 42 minutes. And then the boss came up afterwards and said, you know, it costs us $23,000 a minute that these people are not on the floor gambling. If you ever do that again, you'll never work in Vegas. And after that point, they figured, yes, you know what? I can do 18.75 minutes of comedy if I'm a professional comedian and actually know what I'm doing. So thank you for having me here. And, you know, it's not a particularly large studio audience, but I never worry about that. Because after, you know, almost 10 years of doing comedy and being so many different places, Eugene Moe always says, two's company, three's a sold-out show in a phone booth. There are no phone booths anymore. I know that. That's how old I am. And I know you're looking at me and thinking, oh, great. You know, another old comedian where they talk about his wife and kids. Well, that will come up at some point. But I get comments about the way I dress all the time. I was doing a open mic kind of night with some young comedians, and I did my bit, and I'm walking off the stage, and the host, dressed as all young people are today, looks at me and goes, hey, 1985 called, wants its uniform back. So I hollered from the back of the room, well, you know, I had to dress this way because the last piece of crap zipped up hoodie was taken. I know about zipped up hoodies. I got teenagers. I'm going to tell you right now, teenagers is what God does to you for having kids. You start out, tears are in your eyes as a parent. You're in a hospital one day, and you got this bundle of joy, a gift from God that you get to take home from the hospital. And it's just 18 short years later that the tears are in your eyes when you find out that both your little slack-jawed bastards are home for the entire weekend. Oh my God, kids. I mean, I love my kids. I don't like them. I just, unbelievable. I don't wake up grateful on Thanksgiving morning. I wake up looking at my watch. It's in 96 hours, 12 minutes, get back on the bus. Go to school, go where you belong. Oh, Lord, kids. You know, it's just, and it's not just my kids, you know, because I get it. I'm old. I don't understand anything. But today's teenagers are different. They're just special. And I mean, not like stop eating paste special, but it's like they're not like we use. I mean, they'll scuff around, uncommunicating, looking at their device. Their thumbs are going like they're some sort of beetle knitting a sweater for Satan or whoever the hell it is they are communicating with. And if they do look up, I don't know what they're talking about. Good Lord, I'm old. I get it. But here, something I did learn just in the last couple weeks is that WTF does not mean Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You're not looking at anybody's calendar when you see that on your social media site. Oh my God, kids drive me crazy. But you know, I should be used to it. I come from a big family. My dad had 16 kids in his family. My mom had 12. I got 28 pairs of breeding aunts and uncles, produced 147 first cousins. Yeah, woohoo! Yeah. Grandpa said the train came by at 4:30, nothing to do till the sun came up. You know, what I'm saying is Grandma flinched when she heard the whistle. 16 kids is, instead of, hey, You know, my grandpa, how many times did my grandma wake up in the middle of the night with my grandpa hanging over in the dark, wearing that little blue and white striped hat? Woo woo! And then he'd whisper those 3 little words that he'd never whispered to any other girl in his life. Hey, you awake? Instead of, hey, you awake, it should have been, hey, brace yourself. Oh my goodness. I got so many aunts and uncles, it's unbelievable. It's just a crazy world I live in. I've been to more weddings and funerals than royalty. It's just that, not everybody gets to have the kind of upbringing I've had. I don't know, but I love this comedy thing. But I'll tell you, one of the things I don't joke about is politics. It's in the news all over now. I mean, it's a big deal. Everybody's talking about politics, but I don't joke about it because it ain't funny. Everybody gets so defensive. I mean, even MSNBC tries to have a motto indicating cooperation and progress that says lean forward. And Fox News just let everybody know they're going to go with their old standby, bend over. That's why I don't brag about politics. I tell you what, it's a little, I am a little disappointed that Bill Clinton's not going to be on the scene because that guy was fun. And always willing to do whatever it took. I mean, they flew him in a plane for 16 hours to Korea to rescue some reporters that were in prison. And when he gets off the plane with the reporters, he went right to the microphones and said, I'm happy to be back because I'm going to tell you right now, I thought that Pyongyang was South Korean or North Korean for something completely different. Bill was always willing to volunteer. So it's I don't know what's going on in this world today. So I just keep it simple. I talk about my family. I talk about what I do and the goofy thing. I got an honor from Cancun this year because I got suckered into going to spring break. I'd never heard of spring break going up. There was no spring break. I mean, there was rumors about stuff going on in Florida, but we didn't even get a snow day up in Babbitt where I grew up. Hell, if you could see the brass knob on top of the flagpole, they made you walk to school. I mean, I grew up in a place that's so far in the middle of nowhere, Minnesota. It's the only town I know of in America that you can drive to it, but you can't drive through it. Babbitt is surrounded by a swamp, an iron mine, and a lake. I was raised in Minnesota's first cul-de-sac, Babbitt. I'll tell you what, people ask me all the time, how would I know if I was in Babbitt? And I tell people, well, it's really easy. You just head 100 miles north of Duluth and you stand in the middle of this little town, you're not sure where you are, you just take a look around. And if that local cop car comes by and it has a whiskey plate, you're in Babbitt. Yeah, it's true. One of the deputies got a Dewey. How hated do you have to be in a 2-cop town to get a DWI from the other guy? Babbitt. That's where I grew up. Good Lord. It's been in the news in the last year too. Our fire chief's in prison for arson. But that's a story for another day. Babbitt. They did try to do something this last year, Oral, to try and upgrade their image in the eyes of Minnesotans south of Brainerd, who they think that everybody north is just not culturally aware. So they had their very first parade of homes. Did you hear about it? Probably not, because I don't think they got it right. Because it was just lawn chairs on Main Street, and they drug them by one at a time. It's a trailer park joke, Oral. I don't know. That's the way my family is. Hell, for a housewarming is when we gather to take the wheels off the house you're living in. It's a big deal. That's my town, Babbitt. Good Lord. Everything's pretty straightforward up there. I mean, I remember, they're trying to get in your pocket all the time now because times are tough. The mines are kind of open, not open. And they're trying to rely on tourism. So they're trying to get people up there. And then when they're up there, get in your pocket. I was leaving town last time, and here's this big sign on the edge of town that said, $4.95 all you can eat chicken dinner. Well, hell, how many chicken dinners you think I've missed? I pulled right in, I ordered the special. This waitress comes out with a little plate, and all that's on it is a chicken leg, a breadstick, and half a baked potato. And I said, what the hell is that? And she said, oh, for $4.95, that's all you can eat. That's Iron Range Truth in Advertising. Hell, in Evelyn, when they say buy one, get one, they mean the one you bought's the one you get. So, I don't know what you want to do. Thank you so much for having me here today. Thank you. I love being here every time you have me. I can't wait to come back the next time.
All right.
I don't know, is that 10 minutes? That should be about right. Okay.
That's great.
I had
Bob
no idea.
Damaris, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with more of Twin Cities Town Showcase. So don't touch that remote
Don't touch that button.
and don't touch that button.
Woo!
That's right. We'll be back.
There was a white belly button on scene.
Good evening and welcome back to Twin Cities Town Showcase. I'm your host, Oral Sledge, and we're sitting here talking with Bob Damaris, stand-up comedian. Thanks for coming on the show, Bob.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's good to see you. So what's been going on? How you been?
Not bad. I mean, I did have an interesting year. I tried to tear my right arm off my body and had 3 of the 4 tendons in my right shoulder nearly torn off.
Oh my gosh.
So it's called rotator cuff surgery,
Yikes.
which involves 90 days of sitting very still in a chair looking at your feet. Please don't move, please don't move.
Right.
And then 90 days of barely moving around because it's incredible how you know the ankle bone's connected to the shoulder bone. Every move you make affects a different part of your body, and when it hurts that bad, you really pay attention.
Oh, wow.
So, but I'm back.
You're back.
I'm back.
And thanks for being back. You probably got some good medication or a good physical therapist.
I take
Or both.
drugs every day. I mean, I take way more drugs than I took in the 70s when I was actually trying to be an upstanding citizen.
Right. Yeah, well, I'm glad, I'm glad you're feeling better.
I've had all the drugs I should have today.
Right. Now, are you a veteran?
Yes, I am a veteran.
I want to thank you for your service.
Well, that's okay.
Okay.
But, you know, sometimes when people say thank you for your services and they call us heroes, well, when you go into the service, they make sure they read you, you know, the General Patton quote about heroes as some poor Slav who dies for his country. We'd like to create as many heroes for their side as possible.
Right, exactly.
And so, you know, it is not a heroic thing. You're just doing what's supposed to be done. You step up and take your turn.
That's it. That's it. So now you served in the Army?
United States Army, military police.
You got to be kidding me.
I was a military police. I've been to as many bar fights in an official capacity as I've been to as an amateur on the
Really?
Iron Range.
Wow. Well, I was in the Air Force and I was air police. So yeah, our biggest duty was actually trying to get the captain's wife's cat out of the tree. So we didn't.
I did get in trouble once as a desk sergeant. Somebody called about a cat in the tree. Could I please send a patrol?
Right.
And I said no. Just wait.
Just
She'll come down. I mean, if cats couldn't make it out of the trees would be full of cat skeletons.
that's true.
And apparently, that was a little insensitive for 1984. So I was counseled.
You were counseled. Did you get Article 15?
I did not.
Woo!
Yeah, but,
There you go.
yeah, I did get an official butt kicking though.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I should have. Maybe I should have stayed in. I don't know. But that's neither here nor
No, you made that decision. You made the right one.
I made the right one.
You Air Force.
I
Brill
know.
cream boys. You know that's what they called
Brill
it.
cream?
From World War II.
We
Air
ate-
Force guys
we
are
ate
Brill cream boys.
So good.
Yeah, the Army, George Carlin, the Army lives in barracks. You know, the Air Force lives in dormitories.
Yeah, we do. That's true. But you know, I was stationed in Great Falls, Montana. That was my duty station. I couldn't get out of there for nothing.
Oh my.
Yeah, that was it.
Well, it is something I've known. I've been to Grand Forks, North Dakota. is one of the most metropolitan cities in the world just
Is it?
because of the Air Force Base. Everybody from all over the world is in Grand Forks, North Dakota. Now 10 miles out of Grand Forks, you can hear the banjos playing. Actually, the accordions up there. Yeah, but-
That's the only song I remember from my song.
What? Oh, Deliverance?
Yeah, right. All we did on the weekends was and drink.
Yes.
So that was the two things. Well, tell me what you're doing now. You're doing stand-up.
I'm doing stand-up.
We really enjoy your stuff.
I got some independent stuff going on.
Fancy Ray really likes you.
Fancy Ray McCloney.
Fancy Ray McCloney.
My.
Yes, he does.
He said, Damaris, you do that pretty good.
He's
Just
got
don't do it when
thumbs
you're
up
around
all
me.
So, yeah.
Well, Fancy Ray, him and I are an unbelievable. How do you get a guy from 100 miles north of Duluth in the middle of, pine, granite, and water, hooked up with Fancy, who, I mean, he came out of Houston and he's in the Twin Cities with and just there's two opposite experiences in life, and we get together and we're the best of friends, and can't wait to work together. In fact, we're working together. If you're looking to buy tickets and pay for professional comedy, which I advise that you should do on a regular basis, at the Maple Tav in Osseo. This I know. This is my graft and corruption for being here. But New Year's Eve.
Wow.
As many shows as you guys will buy tickets for. Bob and Ray. Not anything like the radio show.
Not anything like
No.
the radio show? I can't find that even on YouTube, Bob and Ray. I don't know if everybody even knows. They were great too, though, but still. You'll have them beat. This is
I hope
awesome.
so. We do shows that leave people wondering what they just went through.
As long as they have their car keys when they leave.
Absolutely.
They're happy folks. Well, okay, now tell me where that's going to be again.
That's going to be at the Maple Tav. It's on just off, is it Highway 81, right on the border of Maple Grove and Osseo.
Isn't that where your buddy Louis Anderson?
Louis Anderson was there
Also?
back in May. I was there wearing a sling. I did a rock solid 12 minutes. It was fantastic.
Well, there you go.
You'll see it on YouTube next week.
I'll see it on YouTube next week. See, that's what I'm talking about. We're all coming up here, y'all. You better grab hold.
See, that's another thing us white guys get from being in the service. We learn to use the Southern Universal Collective. I say all y'all like I really am from there.
Okay. It blends in.
It does.
Yeah.
It's it's again a George Carlin reference. Is because us guys going down south, we end up with accents and using the local slang. It's Carlin said he's like a white guy growing up in Harlem. He said you put a young black man in a group with 5 white guys, nothing changes. You put one white guy in with 5 black guys, and you end up. He said you end up standing on the street corner singing "Bum-ba-da-lee, ba-da-lee, ba-da-lee, bow." Go back and do your George Carlin search on his albums, and you will actually find that to be a quite accurate reference.
Yep. I miss George. George was great. He was really great.
He was truth.
The rebel of the century.
He was truth. He started off doing goofy stuff. He was the Indian sergeant, and then he was the hippy dippy weatherman.
Yep.
Forecast for tonight, dark.
Continue dark most of the evening.
With increasing light towards dawn.
Toward the morning, that's right. Bob, it's always great to have you on the show, man. I want to thank you again for coming out.
Thank you very much for having me.
Remember, the Maplewood Tavern, New Year's Eve, be there, be square-ish.
You can be obtuse. You don't have to have a point to have a point.
Don't be a Pentagon. Anyway, so
Oral's thinking a lot about algebra because he has a test coming up.
I've got a test coming up, going back to school. All right, well, thank you for watching. My name is Oral Sledge. This has been Bob Damaris. You're watching Twin Cities Talent Showcase. Don't go anywhere. It's not worth it. Stay right there.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Good evening. Welcome to Twin Cities Talent Showcase. I'm your host, Oral Sledge. And with me today is Oralanne. Say hi, folks.
Hi, folks.
Okay, and she is, how old are you now, Oralanne? 4. Say it in the microphone.
4.
You're 4 years old, and you're going to be singing a song for us today. Okay, do you know the name of the song?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the name of the song?
Jesus.
Put the microphone.
Jesus.
Jesus?
Huh?
All right.
I'm unconnected.
No, you're fine right now, honey.
No,
We can hear you.
I can't hear myself.
You can't hear yourself, but they can hear you. Put the mic up to your mouth, honey, and don't move it around. So, if you're 4 years old or older or younger and you have talent and you'd like to be on the show, get some exposure, go to our website, TwinCitiesTalentShowcase.com, click on the audition request link, and you will be auditioned. And if you're chosen, you will pay a membership fee and you will be a part of Twin Cities Talent Showcase. Oralanne, go ahead, you take it away. On the count of 3, you start your song, okay? You ready? 1, 2, 3.
I got you and no one got me and no one made so Jesus alive. No one loves us but Jesus loves us.
Look.
No one loves us but Jesus. That's because they're not us. No one loves us this because God loves us. God loves us. God loves us. God loves us. God loves what?
No way, say anything. You're doing fine.
God loves us. God loves us. God loves us. God loves us.
Hold the mic right.
God loves us. 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 God loves us.
Big finish. Good job. That was Oralanne singing an original composition. Was the name of the song God Loves Us? All right, high five. So if your 4-year-old can write songs and can be on television and willing to be on television, just come on down, go to our website, TwinCitiesTalentShowcase.com, and we will put you on the air. After you've passed all the requirements and paid your membership fee, you will be good to go. All right? We'll have more Twin Cities Talent Showcase when we come back. Thank you, Oralanne, for being on the show. I'll see you at home. A little something I remember from way back when. I can't lie, no more of your darkness. All my pictures seem to fade to black and white. I'm growing tired, and time stands still before me. Frozen here on the ladder of my life. But you misread my meaning when I met you. Close the door and left me blinded by the light. Don't let the sun go down on me. Although I search myself, there's always someone else I see. Just allow a little fragment of your life to wander free. Losing everything is like the sun going down on me. I I can't find the right romantic line. But see me once, and you see the way I feel. Don't discard me just because you think I mean you harm. But these cuts I have, oh, they need love to help them heal. Don't let the sun go down on me. Although I search myself, there's always someone else I see. Just allow a little fragment of my life to wander free. Losing everything is like the sun going down. The sun going down. The sun going down. On me. Don't let the sun go down on me. Oh, I search myself, there's always someone else I see. Just allow a little fragment of my life to wander free. Losing everything is like the sun going down on me. On me, yeah, now. Don't let the sun go down on me. That's a little something from way back when. You're watching Twin Cities Talent Showcase. I'm your host, Oral Sledge, and good night.